It's actually more than 2 poems. I'll be here for a long time. So this first one is called Gambler's All. Gambler's All. Sometimes you climb out of bed in the morning and you think, I'm not going to make it, but you laugh inside. Remembering all the times you felt that way, and you walk to the mirror, do your toilet, see that face in the mirror, oh my, oh my, oh my. But you comb your hair anyway, get into your street clothes, feed the cats, fetch the newspaper of horror, place it on the coffee table, kiss your wife goodbye, and then you are backing the car out into life itself. Like millions of others, you enter the arena once more. You are on the freeway, threading through traffic now, moving both towards something and towards nothing at all as you punch the radio and get Mozart, which is something. And you will somehow get through the slow days and the busy days and the dull days and the hateful days and the rare days, all both so delightful and so disappointing because we are all so alike and so different. You find the turnoff, drive through the most dangerous part of town, feel momentarily wonderful as Mozart works his way into your brain, slides down along your bones and out through your shoes. It's been a tough fight, worth fighting as we all drive along, betting on another day. As the sparrow, Gas. It's got the lowest rating of all the Bukowski poems selected by public and crowdsourced on poemhunter.com. Gas. My grandmother had a serious gas problem. We only saw her on Sunday. She'd sit down to dinner and she'd have gas. She was very heavy, 80 years old, wore this large glass brooch. That's what you noticed most. In addition to the gas, she let it go just as food was being served. She let it go in bursts, spaced about a minute apart. She let it go 4 or 5 times as we reached for the potatoes, poured the gravy, cut into the meat. Nobody ever said anything, especially me. I was 6 years old. Only my grandmother spoke. After 4 or 5 blasts, she would say in an offhand way, I'll bury you all. I didn't much like that, first farting, then saying that. It happened every Sunday. She was my father's mother. Every Sunday it was death and gas and mashed potatoes and gravy and that big glass brooch. Those Sunday dinners would always end with apple pie and ice cream and a big argument about something or other. My grandmother finally running out the door and taking the red train back to Pasadena, the place stinking for an hour. And my father walking about, fanning a newspaper in the air and saying, it's all that damn sauerkraut she eats. Be kind. We are always asked to understand the other person's viewpoint, no matter how outdated, foolish, or obnoxious. One is asked to view their total error, their life waste with kindness, especially if they are aged. But age is a total of our doing. They have aged badly because they have lived out of focus. They have refused to see. Not their fault. Whose fault? Mine? I am asked to hide my viewpoint from them for fear of their fear. Age is no crime, but the shame of a deliberately wasted life among so many deliberately wasted lives is. Bluebird. There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too tough for him. I say, stay in there. I'm not going to let anybody see you. Confession. Waiting for death like a cat that will jump on the bed. I am so sorry for my wife. She will see this stiff, white body, shake it once, then maybe again. Hank! Hank won't answer. It's not my death that worries me. It's my wife, left with this pile of nothing. I want to let her know, though, that All the nights sleeping beside her, even the useless arguments, were things ever splendid, and the hard words I ever feared to say can now be said. I love you. And this is Rumi. Jalaluddin Rumi, 13th century Sufi mystic, whirling dervish. The love window has burst open. I have found my wild darling. There is some kiss we want with our whole lives, the touch of spirit on the body. Seawater begs the pearl to break its shell, and the lily, how passionately it needs some wild darling. At night I open the window and ask the moon to press her face against mine. Breathe into me. Close the language door and open the love window. The moon won't use the door, only the window. And last one. Cut while shaving. It's never quite right, he said, the way people look, the way the music sounds, the way the words are written. It's never quite right, he said. All the things we are taught, all the loves we chase, all the deaths we die, all the lives we live, they are never quite right. They are hardly close to right, these lives we live one after the other, piled there as history, the waste of the species, the crushing of the light and the way. It's not quite right. It's hardly right at all, he said. Don't I know it, I answered. I walked away from the mirror. It was morning. It was afternoon. It was night. Nothing changed. It was locked in place. Something flashed. Something broke. Something remained. I walked down the stairway and into it. Thank you.